Hmm. Well, as for if Zero killed the original Mega Man, that's quite a popular, like, fan interpretation, I'd say. And to be honest, I think it's most likely. Don't think I'll ever see it in game form, but you can see it in fan game form. Um, as for how that would go, like, I mean, like the classic series, I wouldn't say there's much coherence to how the events go. It's just Dr. Wily releases Zero, Mega Man loses to him, gets killed by him or something. And then Zero starts just killing indiscriminately, I'd say, and then Wily maybe shuts him off, abandons him, or is like killed by him, and then Zero shuts off for some other reason or something. Maybe he malfunctions or something. And then he just sits in the lab until he awakens again for whatever reason. I mean, maybe you could say that, like, Wily gets killed by Zero, but, like, his consciousness turns off Zero. Because his consciousness remained even though his physical body died. Because you do have Isaac and Mega Man X6. Mega Man X6. Oh man. But yeah, you do have him and Mega Man X6, who I'd say is quite very likely to be Dr. Wily. And then you have in X5, Sigma saying that he met with a scientist who knows a lot about Zero and is very interested in him. And built him basically the body of Gamma from Mega Man 3. So, yeah, on that one, I'd say that Dr. Wily's consciousness definitely remains. And there's even that one guy, Mega Man X2. Ugh, camera fell over. Okay. There's that one guy in Mega Man X2, one of the X centers. There's like Violin, Agile, and the one I'm trying to talk about, who I'm not remembering the name of right now. I don't know, it's, But I believe, yeah, in the Japanese version. Well, in the Japanese version, when you defeat him, he says, disappointingly, to be defeated by Light's Legacy or Last Creation or something such. And, well, I mean, almost no characters in the X series actually know about the origins of X and Zero. So, for this character to know about them, not to mention him looking sort of similar to Wily, I'd say, you could point to him being sort of indebted with Wily's consciousness, not to mention that the XN has built armor for Zero that is fully compatible with them, and is even superior considering it has, like, better armor, like shoulder pads and whatnot, compared to his previous design, and the Z-Saber. So you could say that's, like, Zero's final design, and you could say maybe Wily never finished them, which I'd say would make absolute sense. And I think in the manga, that guy actually was, the scientist character actually was Wily anyway, like they just straight up said that. And, you know, Sigma in X2 says that Zero was born to serve him. Whatnot, whatnot, whatnot. Yeah, like, and then X3 has the line, which for me is like one of the worst attempts to foreshadow anything in any piece of media I've ever seen before, I'd say. In my opinion, oh god, the camera fell over again. Okay. The whole X going, I must kill Zero at the end of X3, that is the most, like, I know that, that's like foreshadowing, right? X says, yeah, Zero created the Zero virus, which mutated into Sigma virus, and there are theories that the Zero virus is actually part of the Roboenza, which people link to the evil energy in Mega Man 8. Blah blah blah. But yeah. So like, okay, Zero is responsible for the Maverick outbreak, technically, but like, you need to kill him? Like considering the Zero virus escaped from Zero and went into Sigma after their encounter in that lab, which you see in Mega Man X4 in Zero's story, like, how does X even come to the conclusion that he needs to kill Sigma? And at the end of X3, which has, like, no connection to, like, the overall plot, I'd say, because X3, you know. Like, X3, camera again. X3. Like, anything that was concluded in that game does not carry over to any of the rest of the games. X3 is almost irrelevant, I'd say. And it adds almost nothing to the plot, I'd say. You know, Sigma comes back. Yeah, yeah, it's like, wouldn't really, yeah, so, but that foreshadowing, it's just, like, pitiful, in my opinion, because, yes, I understand Zero is responsible for the Maverick outbreak, but that's, like, inadvertent, you know, like, and, like, X needs to kill him in X5, you know, because he becomes Maverick, if you fail, in the, fail to shoot down the space pilot. Don't remember its name. Strange name in my opinion. Well, not strange name, but just a name I have difficulty remembering. So, like, Zero's responsible for the Maverick outbreak, but inadvertently. So, it's like in X5, X needs to kill him because he turns Maverick. So it's like, I'm just imagining X just gets, like, clairvoyance and says, like, I'll need to kill Zero. Which even then, you know, like, X doesn't kill Zero. I mean, Zero dies in the bad ending of X5. But it's not because X kills him, it's because Sigma kills him. You know? So, like, even then, it's, yeah, like that line, I need to kill Zero, that's, for me, it's one of the most forced attempts at foreshadowing I've ever seen, in my opinion, I'd say. Like, it's actually, like, ridiculously bad, in my opinion, that, like, that style of storytelling, I'd say. Not even because it's, like, a plot hole, but just how unsubtle it is. like, so to say, how unaware it is of its own mythos it's creating, I'd say. Well, they got better at X5 and, like, X8, I'd say. You know, X6. X6 is, like... X6, X6. X6 had connection, but X6 did like a retcon thing where they sort of combined the good and bad endings from X5, where the Earth received major damage from the colony crashing into Earth, but Zero didn't turn Maverick, which I didn't like, but that's just the tip of the iceberg to an extent in what I don't like about X6, but like X6, you also have the whole like Zero going to sleep in his ending, which is supposed to set up for the Zero series, but like X7 comes out, so like I guess that you could either say that ending just never happens, or it just happens later. Just like imagine it to happen later. That's the only way it would make sense. Because, you know, they want to bring Zero back for X7. Of course, so... yeah, but, like, other than that, Gate and whatnot, his fanatics, once again, very inconclusive, I'd say. Mostly irrelevant in the end, I'd say. I mean, you have the ending where you don't rescue Zero. Oh, and I didn't even mention how Zero comes back in that. I hit myself while I tried to repair myself, even though Zero was a torso with a buster front arm, which, yeah, I guess he could switch, you know, his arm. But, like, what? Like, what? Like, it makes no sense, in my opinion. Like, Zero coming back in X6 is pretty much a plot hole as far as I'm concerned, because it just doesn't work. Like, there's no explanation to how he comes back. Well, there is an explanation, it just doesn't make sense, so... Because it's contradictive. Like, how could Zero repair himself, even though... First off, like, he got shot through, like, the chest after being a torso, you know? He died, and even X5, he even said that he should die. He said that he should die, so why do you even have the motivation to repair himself? It is just... no. X6, 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 why X6? Well, X6 is just because money. And, yeah, for the most part, I'd say that's why X6 is. Then X7, you have X in, like, retirement, sort of. Yeah, well, retirement for fighting, anyway. Which I honestly found, I mean, people didn't like it, but, like, for me, it made sense in terms of X's character. And then he comes back, you know, later. So, for me, that was actually okay. Gameplay in X7, not to my liking. Story of X7, in the end, other than the introduction of Axel, not really important, I'd say. Sigma, you know, does what he does. X8, that sets up a lot of things, I'd say, but, I mean, I don't know when or if there's ever going to be an X9, so... I think I'll stop talking about this right now. So, I think I went on quite a bit of a tangent there. Anyway, did Zero kill the original Mega Man? Probably, I'd say. But how things went after that, how things led into the X series, very fuzzy, I'd say. And to be honest, I like that mysteriousness of it. I like that it's not really that understood, I'd say. It's not really shown. It's just, you have these just inferences of how it goes. I like it. I like that mysterious nature of it. Oh, did the recording go bad? No, I'll look at it later. I think I said my piece, so even if you couldn't see the game, or a partial part of the game, so, I'm okay with that, I think. Well, I made my point, so I guess I'll be leaving now. Bye-bye.